Hi everyone, Paul here for another UKKaiju.com video review. I recently attended the first ever Kaiju convention hosted by UKKaiju.com, and I picked up two X Plus models, the lovely Godzilla 1991 here, and also Ghidorah 1968, which we'll do next. So first off, this is my first X Plus model. If you've seen the previous videos, I've looked at a couple of monster arts. Prior to owning that, I've had NECA, and that's been it really. So in the space of about 6 months, I've gone from NECA to monster arts to now X Plus. So I've stepped up my game considerably. On the plus side to spending all the money, it now means I'll be able to give you a comparison as well as just my impressions. So before I really look at this, obviously before NECA was not cheap, but it was what, £25–30 for a reasonably decent model, very poseable. Then we stepped up to Monster Arts, which was between £50–70, which had a lot more detail but didn't seem quite as poseable. And then we get these bad boys, which are well, they seem to be from 100 to 300 depending on the size and rarity and stuff like that. So without further ado, let's open the box and see how this compares. So disclosure here, this cost me £100, which from what I understand is an absolute bargain, because and if I was to buy it online, it's $150, I believe. But then when you have to take into account the shipping costs and the taxes and everything, it's probably going to cost me at least £150 to £200. Okay, so let's see if I can take him out easily, or if I need. Oh, he's wide in. Okay, right. So what have we got here? What's in this bag? That bag's empty over there. What's that for? Oh. That is a piece of hard plastic. Hang on. There's some instructions here. Okay, so neatly taped on the inside are some instructions here regarding the model. And that plastic piece is an assist part. So it's just there to help the tail stand up. Looks it. Tail A. Okay, so the tail's going to be in 2 parts. What else have we got here? Please make sure the joint part of the tail with a hairdryer. Okay, well I'm not going to be building this today then, because apparently we need a hairdryer. Obviously Monster Arts Monster Arts was already built. The NECA model I had to push his tail in, but that was about it. So I'm just going to look at the pieces individually, and then I'll try and put it all together to get you a proper picture of him, see what he looks like, and we can compare him with the other models as well, just for detailed comparison. So let me try and let me pause it while I unbag him. Hang on a second. Okay, just finished off now. So he's got that lovely what are these things called? These tie things all around him, keeping him in place. So he's nice and secure. He's very bagged up, and like, even his hands and feet, they've got little socks. He's got a plastic sock on. So this boy is very well protected in the plastic, very well covered in plastic. They're not really thinking of the environment in the packaging here. Look, I know this is a plastic base, and yet it's wrapped up. And why? Okay, so as I said, I'm not going to piece them together, but you can see all the individual pieces here. So I'm going to have to warm this up with a hairdryer. From what I'll read it properly, but that's what it's telling me. I've got to warm up these bits. Yeah, they're not very bendy, and I think to fit it in the hole, they need to bend a bit. I have to say, this is so much lighter than I was expecting. Obviously, it's hollow. I don't know really what I expected. I think I was thinking it was going to be more like a statue. It was going to be quite heavy, and to be fair, it's probably about the same weight as a Monster Arts figure. I mean, and But Dinko, I mean, this is a 30 centimetre piece in the box. There, 30 centimetres, and the Monster Arts, I'm sure about 6 inches, so it should be exactly half. So yeah, it's a lot lighter. It's still, yeah, it seems reasonably sturdy. I'm just worried because it's hollow. I think that it's gonna almost like cave in if you press on it. I suppose it kind of gives you a rubbery look, which is like the suit's had. And I mean, the fact that it's all folded up here it's like the suit, isn't it? The detail, though, I mean, I don't know how this is coming across in the video, but this is freaking awesome. And look at that, and look at the eyes. Look how cool the eyes are. And the teeth, and everything. The claws, look at that. This is. I know they always said that it's like a perfect reconstruction of the movie, and I don't know. Maybe I just didn't believe them, but looking at it, you can really see that this is highly detailed, isn't it? And it's got the imperfections of the suit because of how it's all built. I don't really know what to say. I'm just looking at it and going, wow, this is nice. And also this is light. That's what I'm thinking, that this is, wow, this is really nice and this is really light. Oh, he has got a little gap, so his teeth aren't, his mouth's not open, but he has got a little gap there, so I don't think he's got a tongue or anything. It's a bit hard to tell. I'm so used to being able to open these things up and also stand them up, but he keeps falling down because he hasn't got his tail attached. So let's work from the tail here. So here's the tip of his tail. As you can see, nice and simple, exactly what you'd expect. So that's going to be the edge of the tail, part 1. So that's going to wrap up. So let's put it how it would be. Right, okay, so it's forward, yeah, so it's like a it's a massive tail, isn't it? Yeah, so that's the bottom bit, that's pretty basic. Then it just slowly, as you can see, the spikes just increase bit by bit there, don't they? Getting bigger and bigger, all his spines. The detail really is impressive, isn't it, these X Plus? I can see why people rave about them. I don't know how much I'd be spending though. And this was £100, and I know that's cheap technically, but it's still a hell of a lot of money to spend on a model. But I understand, obviously, if you're gonna collect them, why not go for the best you can get? I'm definitely going to do some more little videoing and pictures once he's assembled properly. Once I've got a hairdryer out. That head, I mean, those eyes, the teeth, that face, that is beautiful. I do love how he's got the actual suit look there, the way it's all folded in. Look at it, a menacing looking thing, isn't he? What beauty. Absolute beauty. So I said I will attach the tail, but for a quick comparison then. So this is, this is the X Plus. This is the one that you want, obviously, if you can splash out. And I appreciate I think there must be an X Plus at every Godzilla year there is. This is 1991. I know there was a 1992 which looked, I think it was pretty similar, but I think he's a little bit broad on the shoulders. He might have had a slightly different colour. And then obviously, yeah, there's all of them. But hey, let's compare quickly. So this here is my NECA. This is the radioactive glow-in-the-dark one, but they're all pretty much the same. I've got a NES one. I don't have a normal one, but let's see. I mean, he's got the eyes. He's got this lovely little mouth that opens. I do like having an open mouth. There he is. Oh, he's not bad. And look at this. Hey, look at that. Look how poseable he is. He can do the splits. He can do whatever you want, really. He's super poseable, apart from the tail, which feels a bit weird, actually. The tail doesn't seem to... It twists. But I can't... Oh, no. Oh, no, that's a bit weird. It doesn't really do it properly. But the arms and the feet spin round. I mean, it's an action figure, isn't it? This isn't done for detail. You could play with this with your kids, or you could have it set up nicely on a shelf. I mean, do whatever you like. It's just a bit of fun, and unfortunately, as we don't get much of Godzilla things, this might be all you can get in the UK. It'll serve the purpose, I'm sure. I think this was, I got it for 15 quid on eBay, so I can't really complain. That's just a bit of fun. And size-wise, obviously, it's a little bit smaller. So that's him out the way. That's the cheap one. That's fun. He's fun. But then you upgrade to the monster arts. Look at that. See, you can just tell straight away that he's got much more detail on all of his skin. Again, his mouth open and close there, so that's always cool, and you can look whichever way you like. As for the posability though, compared to the monster arts we just looked at, it's pitiful, and I don't know if I can get him to do anything really. His feet move a bit. He can't do the splits, he can't do much. His arms can move a little bit. I don't know if it's because it's just a bit stiff. The tail, interesting enough, actually moves so much more than the NECA one, which is strange. I'm sure I said on my video review of this, but I love this long tail. It's just beautiful, beautiful tail. And you know, the spines have got a bit more detail. It's just, you know, this is what I like out of a Godzilla toy. Because it is like a toy, but at the same time it's decent enough to be a model. Of course now, I compare that to him. Oh, if he'll stand up without his tail. So, you can tell straight away, can't you, by the folds and stuff, that this, you can see that they're kind of like, they're doing a decent job of getting a mould in a similar design, but it just pales in comparison. It really does. I mean, forget the fact it's double the size. It just doesn't really compete. So where's the spines there? That's because they're bigger, but I mean, the small ones, you can see, it's still very similar. They've still got a decent amount of detail, and it's kind of poseable. And you might want your model looking at it in a certain way, or having his mouth open. And considering this was, say, £40, and this boy over here is £100, it's tough, because I don't know if I'd want, looking at this, that many X Plus now, because as gorgeous as it is, if I can get one that's reasonably detailed, poseable, and more than half the price, it'd be a lot more tempting, I think, to get a whole collection of, you know, Godzilla and all the other monsters, rather than just have half or less than half the amount of models but a high detail. I mean, what I would do is I'll get the King of the Monsters here. I might get, you know, well, I've got Ghidorah. I'll get the ones that I really like, the ones that are iconic to me as X Plus, and then I would probably step down to the more affordable Monster Arts range for the ones that I like but don't really care that much for. Because it's nice to have the, you know, I'm a Godzilla fan, I'm going to want as many as I can get, but why splash out hundreds of pounds when you can get it, you know, for less? So, that's a bit of a downer to end it, isn't it? I will get this tail sorted so he doesn't look so strange, and you can see what he looks like properly. And then I can get you some nice pictures and final video. But overall, you know, he's fantastic. He is absolutely gorgeous. He knocks the Monster Arts and NECA down, but he is more than twice the price. He's only available on import, and I can't pose. You know, it would be nice if I could just perhaps open his drawer or have him look in a certain way. So when I get my Ghidorah out of the box, I'd like them to face each other maybe, or have them in a particular pose. And I can't do that, so it's kind of frustrating after having poseable ones. It's really tough. But at the end of the day, if you want detail, then X Plus is definitely the way to go. So I'll put the tail on and I'll record a bit more for you later on. And here we have it, Big G with a tail. Look at that beauty. How cool is that? It's absolutely massive. Now, it wasn't too difficult to put on. It looks like, and you can see the line where it's joined. I think I've done it right. A lot more noticeable there. You can barely see, but that's where it joined because it's slightly thicker. Over there, that looks a lot more obvious. A big crack there. But yeah, it's really weird. I had to just heat it with a hairdryer, and shove it in and pray it stays in, I guess. Very weird experience to me. I'm normally used to just popping a tail on, or it's obviously already fixed in there. But now we've got little G, Big G here. So, I guess the final thoughts will just be repeating what I've already said, where it's absolutely gorgeous. It's much lighter than I expected, and it's a shame it's not posable. But I mean, if you want the highly detailed model, go for the X Plus. If you don't mind one that's less detailed, but posable and half the price, go for the Monster Arts. Either way, you know, you're not going to be disappointed because they're both really cool. I'll do the Ghidorah next. Hopefully that doesn't need too much hair drying. And I'll upload it soon. But thanks for watching, and as always, keep it on ukkaiju.com for more videos and posts. Thanks very much. Bye.